Kitty, what are you watching? Fantastic Planet came out in 1973. That's nearly half a century old. I can't even count that high if I'm honest. When you look at other animation from the 70s, it's all very family friendly and light-hearted. I describe them as clean cut. They're great and they did exactly what they set out to do. Tell a compelling story for a wide audience and make that wonga, that sweet sweet moolah. And then there's Fantastic Planet, a psychedelic French animated film with a fairly muted colour palette focusing on big blue alien men, and whatever the hell this thing is. The art style looks rough around the edges, like a sketch, with little cross-hatched line thingies in the shading. At least, I think that's what they called. I don't know, I dropped out of art, don't sue me. Just take a look at these side by side. Safe to say that one of these things is not like the others. This film came out at a time when it was thought that animation was mainly for kids, and if parents could enjoy it too, then that's a big old bonus. Animation is expensive and you want to get as many people in seats as possible. And I'm no Stephen Hawkins, but a family of 4 is bigger than, say, a couple. And this film is definitely not made for kids. It's got all this high concept, tripping balls type stuff going on, and most kids prefer stuff with fluffy animals in uniform. And in this aspect, this movie really does feel ahead of its time, and feels like it kind of led the way for a lot of adult animation. So what's it all about? What's the crack?
Don't say crack, Jez, yeah? Please, not now. Because you saying crack makes me think about crack, and I love crack. So can you not say crack?
What's going on here? Well, this film asks a fairly simple question: what if humans were the pets? But takes this concept and plants it in the most cosmic, psychedelic setting you can imagine, exploring the lines between animals and humans and all of our kooky, crazy differences. Plot, aka le story. So, sometime before the film begins, big blue alien men called Drags are plopped down on a post-apocalyptic Earth and taken some of us humans back to their home planet named Yagam? Where some of us have escaped into the wilderness of the planet, and some of us are pets for the big blue men. And to the aliens we fall into one of 2 categories: we're either pets or pests, depending on whether we're wild or domesticated. You see, here on Earth, the hierarchy we have set up is Danny DeVito at the tippy top, then humans, then dogs, then rats and rodents and insects. But in Fantastic Planet, the hierarchy is this. We've been bumped down a notch. Now, to really understand the dynamic between blue folk and humans, we have to talk about the wacky opening scene. We see a woman and her baby panicked, running like Usain Bolt from something, but we're not quite sure what yet. At first, you wouldn't be able to tell that this isn't Earth. I mean, there's trees and they look pretty normal. The ground looks like any old ground. Then she makes a huge mistake and runs into a big blue hand, and this hand is bigger than she is. The creature flicks her back down this hill like she's nothing, using only one finger. This isn't even a challenge for the alien, almost as though it's bored. After being flicked away for the 3rd time, we get a close-up of her eyes and she looks terrified. This is where I think the art style really shines. The grainy look and the realistic watercolour shading really helps to replicate that look of fear. Next, she begins to flee the other way. And now that the veil's been lifted and we've had the reveal that this is not set in our reality due to the massive blue hand, they decide to show some kind of alien rocks or plants that she runs past this time, instead of regular old trees, showing that this isn't just not our reality, this isn't our planet. These same rock plant thingies are then used to trap her and her baby in on all sides, raining down from above without even seeing the creatures who are placing them. And because we don't see them, it helps to add to her disorientation and confusion. She then runs through a patch of whatever the hell these things are, and it appears that she might be safe for the time being. You silly sausage, no one is safe. This is Fantastic Planet. A hand reaches down from above and plucks her up into the air before letting her go, falling to her death. And I like how the creature only uses 2 fingers to pick her up. It's so effortless. We are so much weaker than those blue folks up there in the stars. Then we get the reveal. A wide old shot of 3 young aliens peering down at the now dead mother and her baby who is still crawling around her.
It doesn't move. What a shame we can't play with her anymore.
You see, they're not sad that they've killed a creature, they're sad that their fun is now over. It's such a casual conversation about a child who's just lost their mother, and does an amazing job of setting up the grey area that surrounds how we as humans think of animals on our planet. Because to us, we see this fairly heartbreaking scene of a mother trying to save her baby and being killed just because of a stronger life form's curiosity and boredom. But the alien children see this death as just a bit unfortunate really, the same way that a lot of us would feel if we accidentally stepped on a bug. You see, death is more impactful when it's one of us.
One of us, gobble gobble.
A human death is a tragedy, but an animal killed on the road is merely a fleeting thought. It makes you think about where we draw the line of animal and intelligent creature. Next, we see a father and daughter alien walking towards the alien youth as they run away. It's implied that they know they've done something wrong.
Look out, it's Master Scene.
And this is where we see that not all of the aliens view the humans as pests and playthings. Some of them see them as just poor little old creatures, as the blue girl begs her father to let her keep the young baby human.
Oh, look, Father. A female ohm and her baby. Do you suppose she's dead?
I think so, Teve.
We can't leave him here like this. May I keep him, Father? May I, Father? I'll take good care of him.
Very well, Teve. We can't let the poor animal die.
This conversation is one which many of us have probably had if we find an animal separated from its mother, and the aliens domesticating humans is not anything new, which we know from lines like this.
Owning a domestic arm is alright, they're amusing.
The tiny animal we caress between meditations may well surprise us one day.
These parallels between the humans in Fantastic Planet and how we on Earth treat dogs is very strong. They put a collar on the young boy which drags him back to the aliens if he runs off.
What will you name him?
I think I'll call him Tiva, like me.
That's no name for an ohm. You must call him Fido or Trusty.
This is the same thing that you might say to your daughter if she wants to name your puppy Steve or Tony. We see the domesticated humans perform tricks all dressed up like it's a pageant show. As often happens in real life, children aren't always taught how to properly be gentle and handle their pets, and can end up causing them serious discomfort or harm. Not out of malice, but because they don't know any better. The blue girl pours oversized food onto the boy's head, harming him when trying to feed him, before just dunking him straight into the water. And as the baby from the beginning grows older, confined in the Drag household, we see it's not really the environment for him. As humans, we're a social species. We need to be around other humans in order to thrive. But the young boy spends most of his time alone. So over time he becomes more and more cheeky and rebellious, pulling the kind of trick that would leave Prank Invasion howling.
What up, invaders? Chris here. Alright, so today I'm here at Venice Beach and it's mommy makeout day.
Switching the alien's makeup around, so she rubs dark blue dust all over her cheek.
Thought that you'd be fucking shit. I'd fucking destroy you on it. You shit.
This acting out is the kind of stuff that happens when a pet is brought up in an environment that isn't really suitable for it. It's more seen in uncommon house animals that haven't really been bred to be pets. However, this resemblance to dogs is only for the domesticated humans. Later on, we learn that there are much more wild humans, which the alien race exterminate once every 3 cycles to help with population control. The young boy manages to escape the Drag household and remove his collar with the help of a wild girl. Oh well, that was kinda easy. Could have done that a while ago, but I'll allow it. He takes the young girl Drag's bracelet with him, which we learn contains information about the Drag's way of life. Because the Drags see the humans as pets and harmless, they underestimate them. The whole time, the young boy has been taking in a whole lot of info, and now he's free and with the wild humans, he can use this information against them. When he meets up with the wild humans, we get a great look at the planet Yam. Yagam? The environment seems so hostile, with these bizarre arm-like trees swatting at the humans as they walk past. We also get a look at a tree who swats flying creatures out of the air, not to eat, but simply for fun. Also, quick side note, look at this man. Look at this croissant looking motherfucker. What a legend. I kinda wanna fuck him. And when they're out in the open, the sounds of whistling wind in these scenes help to make this land feel so much more barren, almost like it's a desert. A nice touch is that the wild human's home looks more like Earth than anywhere else in this film. A simple cave. Because the young boy is now surrounded with his own kind, he feels at his most human, and the environment replicates this. No more bizarre out-of-this-world designs and furniture or outfits. He now resembles early cavemen, which some may say was humans at our most basic instincts. The bracelet, stolen earlier by the young boy, reveals that the Drags intend to purge all of the humans from the park. When the Ohm extermination begins, they use these bizarre machines which spray gas canisters in every direction. They look a bit like metal guns. Now, the filmmakers could have just had it been the aliens use bombs or bullets to kill the humans, but no, they use the gas. And it's a smart choice because it instantly makes me think of defumigation and how that's often used to wipe out all insects, rodents and unwanted life in a building. Most of the Drags don't want to cause humans pain, but they're becoming an inconvenience to them. When they're hiding away from the Drags, in the shadows, all looking up, frozen still in fear, the resemblance to rats hiding from humans is uncanny. They even have a den inside a wall which is accessible through a crack. It looks like something out of Tom and Jerry. After some of the humans manage to escape the extermination, they run into two Drags just chilling.
It smells of bones.
What vermin! The Great Council should deomize the park more often. But all these savage ohms, they steal, they're dirty, and they reproduce at an appalling rate.
The Drags attempt to stomp them out, and the humans fight back. It takes so many humans to kill just one Drag. He literally just stomps them out like they're nothing. And of course, this only makes things worse for the humans. Up until now, they had been surviving by staying out of sight, out of the Drag's radar. But now they've killed one, it's shown them that they are fully capable. They've brought attention to themselves. Turns out there is such thing as bad press. After escaping yet again, the humans hide out in an abandoned rocket station and reverse engineer the bracelet to make some rockets which will take them to the closest moon, Fantastic Planet.
The Fantastic Planet will become our planet.
Woo! They said the name of the film, guys. My job's done. Teehee, I'm just kidding. It's a narrow escape, but we humans managed to pull it off. But in the process, leaving many humans behind to be exterminated, as the rockets can only hold so many. One of the Drag's weapons uses beams of light, shining them down on the humans running away. They instantly drop to the ground, dead. When watching this, I couldn't help but be reminded of a magnifying glass being used to burn ants. Now this is the point in the film where it gets really, really weird. And I know it's already been really weird, but now it's going to get really, really weird. Peculiar, I'd even say. The humans' rockets reach Fantastic Planet, and it's full of giant headless statues, paired into male and female. So basically, the Drags mentally project themselves into these big blue balls, flying in to become the heads of these statues. And then, creatures from other galaxies do the same and become the other head. They dance around, boogie woogie, moonwalk, you name it. And this is their mating ritual. So the humans have essentially just busted into the Drags' room when they're smashing. So being worried that these boogieing giants are going to stamp the rockets, they whip out the disintegration ray. Not really sure where that came from, but okay, I'll allow it. They then use this ray to destroy the dancing statue people, essentially threatening the Drags' ability to reproduce. And now they're scared.
Our entire civilization is doomed.
This draws attention away from the ongoing extermination of humans. Out of fear of being wiped out, the Drags come to a peace agreement with the humans, aiming to coexist.
Neither the Ohms nor the Drugs want to destroy themselves. We must somehow make peace.
We cut to years later, and it's revealed that now, with our great knowledge and collaboration, they're just living it up. Everything is fantastic. It's a bit too much of a convenient and happy ending for me. Maybe I'm just a hater, but there's a few too many conveniences, a few too many things that just get left unexplained. So much happens in these last 5 minutes, and then it kind of just ends. It's only an hour long, and maybe they ran out of budget, maybe they just couldn't think of what else to write, or maybe it was just the 70s. Overall though, I really enjoyed this film. Especially the art style and the more psychedelic, introspective elements. It is interesting how the whole time I'm watching the conflict between the Drags and the humans, I'm rooting for the humans, even though I'm far more similar to the Drags. Not because I have giant blue balls and because I have red eye a lot of the time, but because of my actions. I mean, I have a pet cat.
What are you hiding, kitty? What knowledge have you obtained?
Yet the whole time I'm seeing the Drags treat the humans the way they do and thinking, don't talk about my peeps like that, mister. Because our natural instinct is to look out for and sympathise with members of our own species. And this is Fantastic Planet's intention, to throw you into the perspective of another species. The whole thing's on YouTube, so if you want to check it out, then go ahead and let me know what you thought. I'm going to remember this film's imagery for a long, long time.
Something tells me I'm gonna be here a long time.
Thank you for 224 subscribers. Wowee! Just last video, I was blessing you all for giving me 100 subscribers. Thank you. I love you. Goodbye.